Hi Scorpio, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for the next 10 days. It is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, definitely check out those other placements. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your recent past, your current energy, and the near future. Then we're going to clarify and get some other cards from the universe for you. See what else is going on. So if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you're new, welcome. I do hope if you enjoy the messages, you'll consider subscribing, hitting that like button and the notification bell. And if you would like a personal reading, that information's in the description box below or the about section of my channel. All right, so let's get into it and see what's going on for you guys. I feel like we need a couple more shuffles. Okay, so your overall energy, we have the Six of Wands. This is going to be some great success. I just heard breakthrough. So something's coming up in the next couple of weeks that's going to feel like you finally accomplished something. So it is a sense of keep your eye on the prize. I do feel like things are going to continue to get better and better. They're having me focus on the wreaths for some reason. So December is going to be a time in which you feel like you've accomplished something that could have been a long time coming. But it does feel like an excited energy. Like I keep wanting to say breakthroughs. Let's see what we get with the recent past. We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So something's become very clear to you. The Knight of Wands in reverse and the Five of Pentacles. So some idea that you had about something where there wasn't clarity, maybe you weren't sure, maybe you felt like you were all over the place. You may have been not feeling very inspired and realized that it could have come not only from some feelings of maybe dealing with some abandonment or just feeling like you just couldn't push forward. To me, the overall energy being the Six of Wands says you're moving beyond this energy, and I almost feel like a reinvigoration. So you're going to be much more inspired. So you're leaving behind an energy that was a little dull, a little confusing. And I feel like whatever you've had to leave behind, it feels like what you're leaving behind is that lack of oomph or desire or that push that maybe you had in the past. And now things are starting to get moving and you're going to see why you had been through the ebbs and flows of the things that you have up to this point. So let's see what the current energy is. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse with the Queen of Cups and the Emperor in reverse. For a lot of you, this is releasing something that you had thought was going to, I feel like there's a lack of inspiration, or you thought that this was going to be an inspiring and comforting and nurturing type of situation. This could also be releasing connections to a father figure or someone in your life that didn't always make you feel great. Sometimes that's something we go through later on in life where we recognize what that relationship meant and how much it had an effect on our lives. And for some of you, this was that feeling like I don't love myself much. And it could be due to that connection with that person. But this is what I feel like you're working through and overcoming. So whatever these difficulties have been emotionally, I think you're going to really push past it. Let's see what we have in the near future. We have the Empress in reverse and the Eight of Wands, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, this was something that hadn't moved forward and maybe the connection broke apart. For some of you, this is a break apart of a relationship that you had thought was going to be either for the rest of your life or something that was going to be very supportive. And there's no more love there anymore. There's finally a full disconnection. Could have been 10, 15 years ago. Something in your life that just wasn't fulfilling or didn't allow you to really focus on you and loving you. And it wasn't, something about it was very stagnant. There was a difficulty in movement, a difficulty in just pushing forward, a difficulty in communication. That could be the big part of it. And some of you, you've gone back and forth about this for a really long period of time. I feel like the lack of communication was something that definitely created a problem. It could have been in relationships in general, or maybe the connection to a father. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. It just created some kind of sense of, it's not about me, it's about everyone else, instead of it being about you. And I think you really are finally putting some of this in the past and realizing that it doesn't mean that that's who you are. It may have been a belief system that you carried with you for a long time. Again, the best card is the Six of Wands. Everything else, even though they're in reverse, doesn't mean that they're bad cards. It just means some of them are good because you're finally walking away from something and realizing just how much it was either holding you back or didn't feel good to you. Then they had me shuffle, and the Ten of Cups was what came out. So I'm going to say what they're drawing you towards is either a new relationship or something that brings you that kind of childlike energy. There's children playing. It could be about how much joy your children bring to you in your life. And it's also about recognizing what does work and releasing the things that have not. Allowing yourself to open up to these new possibilities. Now, the challenge we have is the Ace of Pentacles. See, when we're sitting and waiting for things to happen and change in our lives, and we're having to work through difficult emotions and overcome things, it can be hard for us to look at what's right in front of us. And I think your focus over the next couple of weeks is going to be on the things that do matter, the connections that are making you happy, and allowing yourself to still continue to release the things that haven't. But this is a lot of joy coming up. So you could be having some really fun experiences with the people that you care about coming up. Let's go ahead and clarify. Let's see what's going on with this Six of Wands. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands. So you're overcoming any sense of, there's a couple things. Either your self-confidence was a little bit low, which could also be connected again to this parental or figure in your life that seems to have some power over you. I feel like you're overcoming that. So the sense of knowing who you are and the abilities that you have, those are what are going to continue to grow and get stronger. So you're overcoming any kind of doubts that you have about yourself, overcoming any kind of insecurities. The Ten of Swords, you're just done. You're done with looking at things from that perspective and allowing yourself to ease into these new wins that you're going to have. The Sun in reverse, because you realize that it just was keeping you in a place of not feeling good, not being happy. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is great because that means that you're getting the clarity. This is a new opportunity to think differently as well, to shift your mindset and to allow yourself to open up. So an epiphany, a moment of clarity, all those amazing things that happen with the Ace of Swords that allow you to shift into this new place that you're coming into where you're feeling a sense of success. You're feeling a sense of, I know who I am, a sense of security, a sense of self-worth, all of those amazing things. Let me set that aside really quick. So the Seven of Cups in reverse with the Knight of Wands. We have the Devil in reverse. Excuse me, a little hiccup. So what is this saying? It's because you're releasing some things that you felt bound to, and that is the energy. And if you allow yourself to walk away from those old thought processes, it frees you. It really does. And you may want to give yourself a massive pat on the back for getting through that period in your life. It is not easy to walk away from those old feelings, those old traumas that have been there for so long. It's like we can't release that thought process because it was embedded in us for such a long period of time. But I think that was what could have been holding you. I don't want to say that you were doing anything wrong or that you were purposely being held back, but it's the feeling that we have that we're being held back. Because of course, if we're not motivated or not feeling good about ourselves, we lose inspiration. We lose a desire to really push forward. But I think you're letting that go. So the Knight of Wands in reverse with the Five of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Cups. There's that walking away energy. Again, leaving something behind that no longer serves you, for sure. And if it's a thought process, it could be a partnership or a person, just something in your life that you knew you had to release. It's the emotion connected to those belief systems. The Ace of Cups in reverse with the Queen of Cups in reverse, Five of Wands. You've had to learn. And it wasn't easy. The Five of Wands can be a lot of drama, no doubt. So there could have been a lot of drama in your past relationships, just a lot of drama in general, and a lot of difficult lessons around how do I love myself? How do I find joy within? Because I've had so many of these thought processes that have stuck with me for such a long period of time. So the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Emperor in reverse. We have the Temperance in reverse. Yep, I understand there's not a lot of patience with this, and maybe you just lost patience with it in general. It's when we get so tired of thinking about or allowing something to bring us down that we finally have that breakthrough moment. And I feel like this is where you are. And from that point on, it frees the energy for you to find joy and success in what's happening around you, in your career, in your love life. All of those things can open up significantly when you finally do release this. But I understand it's taken some time. And patience is not a virtue for humans. I know when people say that no, patience is a virtue. Well, I mean, it gets a little exhausting. So I get it. Let's look at the Empress in reverse with the Eight of Wands, the Moon. There could have been a lack of understanding as to why things couldn't be more open or why the communication was so difficult in a past relationship. It just feels like there's barriers and walls and things that you either didn't understand or were confused about, and now you're learning how to process those things, those occurrences, if you will. So the Eight of Wands with the Two of Pentacles, that back and forth energy, the Page of Wands comes in right at the end to tell you that it's trying, this whole experience, everything that you've been through up to this point is trying to give you a new perspective. Meaning, once you walk away from it, the path can be lit. You can feel like there's this, it's actually a freeing feeling. You can feel as though that path is now being illuminated with this new perspective. It's a feeling of starting fresh as well. And the Wands are very passionate energy anyway. We know that they're the fire signs, so Leo, Sag, Aries. You could have any of those placements in your chart, by the way. But this is very enlightening. It goes along with the Ace of Swords. That power that you have deep within, it's like it almost feels like you're finding yourself again. And this is kind of I know who I am at the core of who I am, but I need to bring that person back. I need that light back in my life. I need to feel like I can see things differently with a new set of eyes. So the Ace of Pentacles in your challenge in reverse and the Six of Pentacles. So there could be fear that something new isn't going to come in and that things are not going to balance out. It just feels like it's a bit of a challenge as this new success and this new enlightenment comes in. It doesn't mean that you're not going to find balance. It just feels like right now it's kind of challenging to see how this is really going to unfold. Sixes could definitely be important. But again, they keep wanting me to go back to the Ten of Cups, because thinking about the good things, even though relationships were difficult, family dynamics were difficult, when you can look back and have some of the best of the memories instead of looking at them from, a set of eyes of pain and judgment and or what you experience. I mean, always, of course, we're going to have those feelings, but it doesn't mean that you can't get beyond them and that you can't see the good in a situation. So a lot of times when we're far enough removed, we can sometimes grasp onto the good memories. And I feel like that's what you're going to be flooded with, is more of the good memories of things that have happened in the past instead of the negative ones. It didn't mean that it wasn't meant for you to be resolved from. It just means you now can look at things again differently. You can see people differently when you're healed yourself. All right, so let's get some advice or what's coming next. I want to say whatever's coming next or whatever advice they have for you. Let's see what other cards. What is this for Scorpio? Is something you've got your sights set on? I'd say by December, by December, you're going to see that success unfold. All right, so we have the Two of Swords Definitely making decisions much quicker. The Nine of Swords, you're not going to allow yourself to stay in this place of constant stress, but actually you recognize what has been creating the stress and allowing it, making quicker decisions because you want to get out of that energy as fast as you can. And then Judgment in reverse. Trust. I think the trust is the hardest part. It's very difficult not to know where a path is going to lead. And I think for you now, there's a part of you that still isn't quite sure how that's going to look, and that can be stressful. The unknown. So just confirming for you, if that's what you're feeling right now, that they understand, but they've got your back, the King of Pentacles. So for a lot of you, this card is very significant coming where it is in the reading, because I feel like this is you coming to this place of feeling very secure in what you've created. This is success as well. This means a success in your financial area of life, feeling very, not only wise, because he's a wise man, he's grayed and he's sitting with his dog, his best friend. Some of you might have dogs. And realizing that he's overcome quite a bit and he's much more stable than maybe he ever thought he was, because he was running in this crazy rat race of a world. But you're going to find this place. Now, for others of you, this is also meeting somebody in your life that's going to be supportive and could be a great partner, very grounded, someone who brings that kind of energy to you. And then we have the Four of Wands in reverse. Some of you, this isn't about settling down or getting married right away. For some of you it is, and that's okay. But I feel like it's important to focus on how you feel within a relationship, how you feel with a person that you're involved with. And does it create that sense of safety and that feeling of being grounded? It isn't so much about, are we going to move in together? Are we going to get married? If you are already married and there's challenges within the relationship, it could just be that you're having to find your own identity within your relationship, and that you are going to be successful with, especially if you're releasing some of the things that you've experienced prior to, even way before that relationship started. And you're finding finding a way to separate what's happening in the relationship from what happened to you in the past, if that makes sense. Because sometimes we can carry those wounds into current relationships and definitely project it onto others. But I feel like this is the word of the day is autonomy. So you feel separate and together at the same time. So you just have control over your own self and your well-being. Well, it helps when there are things that are becoming successful after a lot of hard work. I'm going to get one more card. So we have that's the Fool in reverse. So a lot of us are in this place where we don't want to make the same mistakes that we have in the past. And this is telling me that you're not going to. You're not going to fall for things that you have in the past. You're much more aware of the reasons why you may have either put up with certain relationships, put up with anything in your life. Maybe it was a lack of confidence, but you're gaining more confidence and you're having those epiphany moments of why your fears had been there, why you took the chances that you did. Now you're going to do things quite a bit different. You don't want to fall into those same types of situations that you had. That wheel that we always talk about, that's the hamster wheel of doing the same thing over and over again and never feeling like things are changing. So I just don't think you're going to fall into the traps of old behaviors anymore. You've really overcome that. All right, so let's see what the Lover's Oracle has for you. What messages do you have? This one wants to come out. I'm going to take it. Secret admirer, someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Okay, some of you may be aware of this person, others of you maybe not. Sacred union, honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. For those of you that are in one and you have questions, and maybe there's been some old wounds that, like I said before, you've been working through, but realized you had been projecting onto your partner. This is really honoring it for what it is and having that moment of clarity. Like, I see things differently now. I'm healing myself and I'm releasing something that didn't work in order to see this other situation for what it truly is. So honor that. And passion and magnetic and seductive qualities surround you at present. Enjoy it, no doubt, which just tells me that you're going to be attracting a lot of different energies. And that's great. but we have to use discernment when that happens. Just means that you're very magnetic at this time. So you have to be really, really aware of your surroundings and the people that are coming in. Soulmate, your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. I believe there's a ton of soulmates, always. Every one of the ones you come across are a soulmate in some way. We as humans always made it seem like it was only one. You actually have many. Everyone you come in contact with, they can be parents, friends, siblings, children, animals, all of the above. All right, let's get a couple of cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle. So we have Unfinished Symphony, but this is a 10, which tells me that this is a new beginning. Something's coming to an end that maybe had been pondering in your life for the better part of your life. And now it's time for this new beginning, for you to see things differently, for allowing things to shift. You could be born on the 10th or the 1st of the month. So something is definitely ending and something new is coming in. We have To the Sea. 7s could be significant. Pay attention to that in the next couple of weeks. But this is a going with the flow, the best that you can. And then the Never-Ending Story. So this is also a 10. So that never-ending story is coming to an end. It is. I've been talking about it the whole reading. It's like this merry-go-round, Ferris wheel, hamster wheel, whatever it was that you felt like you were constantly on, that you just couldn't overcome. You are. You're going to have that moment where you realize why you've been feeling these things, what you had to release, why you walked away from the things that you did, and you are ready. You're going to see this from a different perspective. It's a brand new beginning. Again, a 10, 37. So you could be 37, born on the 3rd, the 7th, or the 10th of the month again. And then we have Happy, Happy. So this card has come out for every water sign. I feel like it's time for water signs to truly embrace that your dreams can become a reality and that healing, yes, can be significant at this time. I think you're going to find joy in these new successes. I think between now and December, you're going to see things shift quite a bit in your life and find joy in the everyday experiences, especially around people that mean the most to you. Children keep coming up. So if you don't have children, don't worry about it. It could be that you are thinking about and wanting to have children and they're going to bring some joy into your life in the upcoming months and years, or be pregnant by December for those of you that are looking to have that happen in your life. Definitely a lot of joy and healing. So I hope you enjoy these next 10 days. Thank you so much for being here with me. And if you would like a personal reading, again, that information's in the description box below or the About section of my channel. I'm sending you guys a ton of love, and I will see you in the next one.